Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pragmatics Unwrapped, the podcast where we break down concepts in language and communication. I'm Rachel, your host for today.
Hi, and I'm Clarice. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of politeness in communication. This is on how we use language to show respect, navigate social situations, and more. This topic touches on theories, concepts, and even cultural differences. So, let's get into it.
Clarice, politeness is such an intriguing concept in pragmatics indeed. Over the past few decades, it has almost become its own subfield, but the term itself can be pretty confusing. Can you help us break it down?
Absolutely, Rachel. For me, politeness is a complex idea with different interpretations, of course. Scholars often look at five interconnected aspects, which is the politeness as a real world goal, deference, register, surface level phenomena, and last is that politeness as an electionary phenomenon.
One of the key points is that politeness as a real world goal focuses on behavior rather than pragmatics. So, for instance, we can't really know why someone speaks politely, whether they are genuinely kind or just strategic. Pragmatics deals more with what people say and how it's perceived.
Being said, that's why deference is often discussed separately from politeness. Um, Deference is about showing respect and maintaining social distance, like when we use formal titles or honorifics.
Thanks for that, Precious. Exactly. Then we have a register which involves adapting our language to a social context. In English, we may choose affirmative phrases like "Would you mind?" in professional setting, but switch a casual speech with friends. What interesting is that this isn't always a choice. It's often expected based on the situation.
True, lovely. But what makes politeness fascinating is how it changes across cultures. Studies in cross-cultural pragmatics have revealed that languages, like English and Spanish, vary in the ways they express politeness.
Well, thanks for that, Precious. How about you, Rachel? Girl, you got an example to share?
Girl, you can count on me. For instance, English has multiple ways to express obligation, and the more elaborate the phrasing, the politer it's perceived to be.
Well, girl, thank you for that. And that's where pragmatic principles comes in. Geoffrey Lich's politeness principle, for example, introduces several maxims. The TAC maxim advises minimizing costs to others, and it maximizes the benefits. So instead of saying, "Help me with this," you can say, or you might say, "Would it be possible for you to assist me?" It's all about softening the imposition.
That's right. And let's not forget about the modesty maxim, which is focuses on minimizing praises for oneself. In Japan, for example, it's customary to reject compliments as a sign of modesty. But in English-speaking cultures, it's more polite to accept a compliment with a simple "thank you."
You bet! Those cultural nuances are what makes politeness such a rich field to study indeed.
Girl, that's so true. And there's also the agreement maxim, which encourages minimizing disagreement. Even when someone disagrees, they often start with phrases like, "Yes, but," to soften the impact.
Precious, can you please cite some funny scenario at least or just show us how it's used?
Likewise, if someone says the design is perfect, you might respond with, "I see your point, but what if we made a few adjustments?"
Girls, finally, we'll proceed to the final principle, which is the Pollyanna principle. In Pollyanna principle, it encourages us to reframe negative situations in a positive light. For example, instead of saying, "I got sunburned," you might say, "I enjoyed a beautiful sunset." It's all about using language to make the unpleasant more bearable.
So, team, what's your takeaway from today's discussion? Are politeness theories really practical in real life communication?
Girl, I think they are. Because understanding these theories helps us navigate cultural differences and It helps us to choose the right strategies in social interactions.
Absolutely. But they're also a reminder that politeness isn't just about words. It's about empathy and understanding how our language affects others.
Well said, both of you. Politeness is more than just manners. It's about building relationship and maintaining harmony in communication.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Pragmatics Unwrapped. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to join us next time as we explore more about language and communication. Until then, stay curious. Again, I'm Rachel, your host.
I'm Lovely.
I'm Precious.
And I'm Clarice. Thank you, girlies. See you next time.